What's up, my YouTube family? It's your girl Sandy coming at you with another video. And this video is truly and strictly about grandmas. Okay. Yeah, I decided to do this one because I've been hearing the grandma all up in these YouTube streets on how the grandmas are supposed to behave. Now, let's get down to it and say this much. What exactly is a grandma? What is a grandma? What qualifies and makes people a grandma? I think it has a lot to do with age. Right, guys? Right? Or are we really right? Let's think about it for a minute here. You know, when we all can reflect back on our grandmothers, it depends on what generation you're from. Because we look at the grandmas being 70, 75. That's the grandma. Not these days. You could be 60 and be a grandma. 50, you're a grandma. 40, yeah, you're a grandma. And 30, yes, you can be a grandma at 30. I know two grandmas already at 30. One is 31, one is 34. But yes, they are grandmothers. They got pregnant in their teens when they was like 14, 15 years old. Had their children, and children repeated the same thing. Got pregnant when they're 14, 15 years old. Ergo, boom, you have your 30-year-old grandma. 34, 35, 31. Yes, 30-year-old grandmas. So when you're out here saying that it's a grandma thing, where it's like grandmas are going wild or not behaving like grandmas, when you have a dynamic, I'm using the wrong word here, let me say, you know, because like I said, I never professed to be this sharpest tool in the drawer. I'm not saying that, but if you have this perception that grandmas are supposed to be 74, 75, you're wrong. You're right and you're wrong. But because they come in at 30, 40, 50, you would think, yay, grandma. And that would be me. Grandma, yay. And I'm happy to be a grandma. Got that grandma bumper sticker. Got all those A report cards, pictures with Santa. And I get to be that special, important person, if you ask me. So I love being a grandma. And I love bingo too. That's right. Yes, indeed, I do. So I'm the type of grandmother where I like doing kind of like slow things, because I'm like a slow paced type grandma. But I'm also the type of grandma where I like to look nice. I like to look cleaned up and nice and polished. You know, not totally like glamorous polished, but I like to look polished. And I love it because my granddaughter, she told me one day, she says, Grandma, you look like that lady right there. You look like her. When you get ready to go to church on Sundays, you look just like her. And I said, child, who you talking about? Bless her sweetheart, bless her sweetheart. Y'all know who she was talking about. I should make y'all listen to all this video and then tell y'all who she was talking about. That'll sneak and make you listen to me. That's kind of like a sneak programming type thing. I got a big mouth. I tell all the things that I learned when I search around these. Anyway, enough of that. Basically, what I'm saying here is, you know, I'm the type of grandma where I like to I like to give my grandkids a happy face to see. I just like them to wake up smiling and think that everything is peachy keen and everything is cool, you know, nice and fairy tale land and things like that, because I enjoy doing it. I enjoy reading books to them. I enjoy the company and the time with them. It's so wonderful. It's just, it makes my day. I do it as much as I possibly can. I'm not one of those type of grandmas that complain about, you know, they call it babysitting, but I don't believe in that. Bring my grandbaby over. You know, now on the other hand, I can remember my grandmother, who was a lot slower than I was, you know, where as a grandmother, to where she would do things with me like, give me buttermilk and cornbread with a little sugar in it, and we'd sing little songs and do little hand clap. Man, my little baby loves shortening, and things like that. And she showed me how to wash on a washboard, and it was more like a working type relationship, to where she'd tell me all these stories, and that was my road dog. That was just my go-to girl. I just love my grandmother. She was a big old fat mammy type. Even though she wasn't a mammy, no, I'm not calling my grandmother a mammy at all. I said mammy type, what the white man would portray to us as a mammy, like from in Scarlett O'Hara. But that's what she was, light-skinned woman though. But she wore the hair scarves, and oh man, if I could ever, that's a woman that I love to death, because she babyfied me. This babyish baby, gave me candy, all of that. So that's what I remember. My grandkids, I want to give them the memory. I'm there for Halloween and Christmas and report cards. I go to the soccer game and to the little ballerina stretch classes. So I do all of that. So because I want them to remember grandma. Remember me, please, because I'm here for you, and I want to look forward to their future. That's my thing. Those are my babies, you know what I mean? So I'm that type of grandma. Then you got these younger grandmothers out here, especially the ones that's in their 30s, and some of them that's in their 40s, to where they're still young women, and they are young people, and they want to do young things. So we cannot tell people how to behave when you've never been something. So if you've never been that way, if you've never been a grandmother, how can you tell somebody else how to be a grandmother? You have to let people do their own thing and go their own way, and do it their own way, shall I say. I'm so used to hearing that going your own way stuff that I'm putting it in my videos, and I'm not supposed to be doing that. I'm supposed to be sticking to the grandma thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I look at it like, these YouTube things are forever. They're forever. And I don't want my grandchild to one day grow up and be an older, young lady, older woman, and I'm good and gone from this place. And I don't want her ever to feel ashamed about taking medication, because if you need medication to get yourself better, you use that medication. Grandmothers and all people. So if you're a grandmother, don't let anybody shame you about being on any type of pills, or whether you got high blood pressure, low blood pressure, or diabetes, or whatever you may have that's ailing you. You old, and we not meant to be here forever. We like cars. We brand new when we come out as babies. But as we get old, we rust. It ain't about hitting a wall. It's about just aging and growing old gracefully, and trying to be healthy at the same time. And it don't matter if you're breaking down. That's what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to have arthritis and all those other things. It's unfortunate that they don't have a cure for these things. We don't have to go through taking all these pills, but it's here, and it's nothing to be ashamed of, because we're growing old. And the way we express ourselves when we get old, I feel like we put in the work, and we've earned our place. We've earned our voices to be here, whatever way we try to express them. And you guys can roast me on this one and say what you want to say, but it's one thing that you cannot dispute with me on, and that's you've never been a grandmother. And until you become one and you be one, you do grandma your way. And if you can't be grandma, because you may, and you gotta be grandpa, do grandpa your way. I'm not gonna tell you how to be a granddad. I can't do it, because I don't know. I only know how to be a grandmother, and I want to be the best grandmother that I possibly can, and I feel like just because you're a certain age, it doesn't have to stop you from living your life. whatever way you want to do it. If you want to spend the rest of your life fussing and arguing, that's your business. That's what you want to do. You've earned that right as a grandmother. If you wanna still have sex and slide down a pole, you've earned that right as a grandmother. If you want to read books for the rest of your life and be lonely, or be on YouTube whimpering and crying saying you can't find a man, you've earned that right to do that as a grandmother. You just do. You've been around a long time, and it's a long sign of things that we've done wrong, a long list of scars, battle scars that we got along the way, that we didn't get. We done shit, and a lot of it, because we've been around here for a long time, so let us do us. Just my opinion. That's it. But yeah, I like being a grandmother. I do. I love every moment of it. Until the next time, please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Toodles. Let me fix this right. Toodles.